15-year-old Harry Emmanuel knows the value of $1. He spent the last few weeks selling lemonade in Creekside Park to buy a bike, a goal the young entrepreneur has now achieved. What makes for a successful day selling lemonade? Is it got to be a hot day?
Yeah, it has to be a hot day. Yeah.
It is.
Today it's a bit cloudy, but it went pretty well, I guess.
His mom, Hagra Salam Baraki, knows the value of $1 too. These days, it's not cheap being a parent of 4.
Shoes and clothes are, yeah, sometimes, you enforced to go to thrift stores.
A new survey suggests parents across Canada are facing growing cost pressures. Now, that survey conducted by Leger for Capital One found across Canada, parents expect to pay almost $900 more than last year for each child for a whole variety of things. Last year was around $6,800. This year, just over $7,700. The online survey received 1,005 responses weighted demographically. For comparison, a probability sample of the same size would yield a margin of error of plus or minus 3.1%. It asked parents for their spending in 6 categories, and in 5 of those categories, BC parents spent less than the national average. School, daycare, and extracurriculars was the only outlier. BC parents reported paying just over $2,100 per child, about 10% higher than the national average. How many kids are in hockey, and how much do you think you spend on hockey every year?
All 5 are in hockey, so I don't know. I don't want to add that up.
The biggest increase across Canada came from the rising cost of food.
I think dairy is a lot. I think a lot of the produce, depending on the time of year. I mean, we go into the store and some things have just doubled, like dry goods, cereal.
With kids heading back to class soon, advocates say funding is badly needed to expand food programs in schools.
We are able to reach over 18,000 students in over 290 programs across the province, but we're still seeing a gap of over 25,000 students that aren't getting that essential support that they need to start their day off right.
Ottawa in June announced $1 billion over 5 years for a new national school food program. They expect that initiative to start serving meals by the end of this academic year. And Victoria points to a $214 million investment in the Feeding Futures program last year, adding 90% of schools now have a food program compared to 60% in 2021. Both governments keen to tout their efforts to quench a major cost of living concern. Liam Britten, CBC News, Vancouver.